Okay, and now that we reviewed Volume 1, you're wondering, does Volume 2 follow up with some good stuff? Do we get the heart of Superman? Do we get stories worth reading? Well, it's not always the case with sequels. And I was pretty worried going into this because we're missing the miniseries from the first one. But hey, these are a couple of really good writers, and we can get really good stuff from really good writers and artists. So, with the Man of Steel Volume 2, we dive right into the continuation of Volume 1, and let's see how it stacks up compared to the first volume. So, the big obstacle for this volume was not having a miniseries like the Man of Steel to open up the book, which the Man of Steel mini is considered one of the best Superman stories around. However, it does open with more of a horror feel with this mummy storyline that's odd, but it kind of works. And it's kind of funny too because Lois Lane gets brainwashed. I don't want to spoil the whole story, it's only a two-parter, but it is weird, which kind of like offset me a bit. I was like, uh-oh, are we going to not get a great Superman story? But luckily, soon after that, we get a surprise with Wolfman writing an excellent story of Superman helping a friend and trying to understand that maybe he can't get involved in every little issue as Superman, that he's a big hero, probably the biggest hero, and he can actually make situations worse getting involved with Clark's situation with Clark's friends and Clark's love interest like Kat. I have to say, this issue alone changed my mind completely on Wolfman, and he actually came with his A game in a lot of issues on this volume. Really positive thing to this is the artwork mostly stays the same. It's mostly done by Byrne and Jerry, and they kind of just keep going with that art style that kind of makes the whole book feel like one big series instead of multiple writers and multiple artists, and it kind of feels disjointed. I didn't feel that way, even though you have three different Superman stories going on, or I'm sorry, three different Superman series going on. It all feels connected, which is really great. And after that very good story from Wolfman, we kind of get a range of different stories. Again, mostly they're about an issue, two issues, maybe three issues. Things like Superman going into space to help Hawkman and Hawkgirl, who you guys know if you watch my channel are not my favorite characters. I just wanted that over as quickly as possible, but it wasn't too bad. But then you get more fun short stories like Metal Man, which is a lot of fun, yet they don't overstay their welcome. They're just one issue. But there are highlights for the book, and I have two major stories. Let's start with the first one, which I think is absolutely the best story in here. I was engaged the entire time, and the ending actually made me almost want to cry. Superman and the Legion of Superheroes is a great story. I think it's actually about 3 or 4 issues, which is the biggest one in here. And I mean, it's just awesome to see the old Superboy from pre-Crisis come into the picture again and just see how powerful he is compared to our Superman now. The Legion, who really aren't usually a favorite of mine, all worked here really well to build up Superboy's relationship with them. And the ending, as I mentioned, is super powerful and just showing how great Superboy and Superman are to a lot of people. Sure, there are a few duds here like Sleaze. If you don't know this infamous story, it's the two-parter of Superman eventually doing a porno with Big Barda. It's infamous in nature, but it's not the worst thing I ever read. It's just okay, and the ending to this volume is more of the Circle, which is, not that great, but luckily this seems to be the end of the Circle storyline. I will want to mention one other storyline, though, that I really enjoyed is Gang War, which is by Wolfman, and I can't believe I really enjoyed it. I think it's just a great characterization of Clark here, and you also get to be introduced to Jose Delgado, I believe his name is, and he becomes a superhero named Gangbuster, and well, yeah, he busts gangs. I mean, it's a silly name, it's the 80s, but man, is it fun to watch. Wolfman's story here is really more grounded for Superman, and I appreciate that because Byrne just kind of goes off the wall sometimes, and those contrasting each other work really well to keep me entertained. Either way, my point that I'm trying to make here is this is a mostly great book for me. It is just fun and cheerful stories. It's nothing overly serious. There's no dramatic shifts to the world of Superman, but Clark getting to be a superhero and growing with this cast of like Lois Lane and Lex Luthor and now Jose, it's just great. And I love the introduction of Gangbuster. I gotta say, he's my favorite introduction, and seeing the Legion really work well here really upped it for me. It kind of made me want to try more Legion stories again. So I'm really actually going to hold this as good as Volume 1 in a different way. I feel like Volume 1's more to the point. It's reintroducing. This is more just having fun. So if you like Superman as a character, you just want to have a good time reading some of his stories, this to me is just as good as Volume 1, and I have to give it another 4 out of 5.